Hey guys, this is the Ultimate Warrior, and in this video, I will finally do my non-review slash discussion on Nameless, the one thing you must recall. And let me just apologize to you, Mitzi, for having this finally come out now. I should have had this out like over a month ago. But man, I'm just like really terrible about that, so please forgive me. But I'm just glad I get to have this out now. I figure I might as make it while it's on my mind. So there's that. Again, please forgive me, Mitzi. Um, but yeah, Nameless. The one thing you must recall is, of course, it's an Ultimate game, and there's going to be a lot of spoilers in this discussion slash review. So if you don't want spoilers, but you're wondering if you should play the game, well, my recommendation is yes, if you don't get triggered by a lot of things, or I would try the game personally, but just be aware and do your research into what type of things this game involves, because depending on who you are or what you've been through, it could be very triggering. So I just wanted to put that description out there, or that statement. Oops, sorry about that. My PS Vita game is apparently done downloading. For some reason, it got corrupted. It was like Pinball Heroes, and I had to delete it and then reinstall it, which I'm so glad I didn't have to pay to get that back installed. But anyways, don't want to go too far off topic this early. But anyways, Nameless. Sorry, leg was itching. But Nameless. The one thing you must recall. This game, I really enjoyed this game a lot. At first, I was a little bit iffy because it was like a Korean game. Not that they can't be good games, but I was just coming off of a Japanese hype type of game, so it was kind of awkward to play, but that wore off very quickly. Really was at the time she was playing the game, and I wanted to actually have a game where I played alongside with her and not actually like watch it after I had beaten it. So like Nora 9 Bar Comments and Code Realized Guardian of Rebirth. Yeah, those games I was done with them. So by the time I was done, she was still going through them. So wanted something to play along with her, and I'm glad I got it. It is surprisingly a very deep game. It's deeper than you would think a game like that would be. There's a lot of themes, and if you played, you would know there's a lot of psychological stuff going on with the dolls, or the guys now. And it was just wow. It's actually better if I just go into my guys and just kind of talk about them like individually instead of as a whole. Again, it'll be more of a discussion type thing with this video. It's just about my guys. So where to start? Alright, let's start with who's a good person to start with? Let's start with Lance. Alright, I really liked his route. And I feel like if there had to be one guy there that was canon, I guess, you know, like if you have your sorry, I can't talk tonight. Then again, I can like hardly talk ever. But you have your typical canon guys in a lot of your Ultimate games, and this game is no exception. People say that Red is canon, but I'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah. But Lance, apparently he's not canon, but I feel like he should be the canon character, because that was the first doll that Erie had started with. So this seems natural to me, and I really enjoyed his route, because a lot of the things he went through I can personally identify with. And yeah, it was pretty deep. It was kind of light, not as light as Red, as Red's route, but you know, it had its moments. So I think they make a good couple. I really love the tsundere type that Lance is, and just melting that what they call them, Ice Prince's heart. Yeah, it's been a while since I played this game, so just a disclaimer out there. But yeah, it's been a while. But from what I remember, I really liked his story. I can't say it's my favorite. Sorry, that's my sister. But wait, is he my favorite story? I'm so unorganized. He's up there. I don't think I really ranked my favorite routes, but I like the themes that his dealt with. Although he was the type of person, he kind of saw problems where there were no problems, and they really had pointed that to my attention, like during the gameplay. But before that, I thought it was really deep, and it still is. But yeah, he's the guy I think should be canon for Eerie. But next we have Tay. Yeah, let's start with start with Tay next. Tay, man. Before I started the game, I knew that Tay would be my guy. He was like the guy that I wanted to be my canon no matter what. Before I even saw like the trailers or anything, or like had a sneak peek. Like I saw the pictures and the bios of the guys, and right off the bat, Tay reminded me of Masamune. He was like so perfect. So I had Tay, and I was super excited to start his route. But and if sorry. But if Lance, if he wasn't my canon guy for Eerie, then I would definitely have to say let Tay be the dude who's canon. And really, I think he's the best for her. Because, I don't know, he has a good head on his shoulders when he's not being like a total yandere. And his route was the most surprising. Well, I kind of had spoilers ruin that, but I was not expecting the type of personality that he had. Now, I will say with his route that I was a little bit disappointed. Like with Abraham Van Helsing's route, you think it's going to be awesome, but when you get there, it's just kind of not too awesome. But although he did have better romance than Abe, I will give him that. But as far as his route goes, I think that, what was the company? Corbidol or whoever wrote his story, I think they were trying way too hard to be deep with it. Like, at one point I was just like, okay, really? You're making it so complex, it's kind of hard to understand, or you're trying to make it, as one person said on the forum, like challenging, I guess. So I wish they would have kind of simplified it and try not to make it too deep. I think they over-tried, and I think it really hurt his story in the end. But despite all of that, it was a decent story, and I enjoyed it. Definitely Tay. I'm probably biased because he reminds me of Masamune, because like he's like the elder of the group that takes care of everyone, and he likes books. So, but I definitely like Tay as a whole, and I love how he looks out for other people. And one thing about his story in particular, I just loved how it overarches with Yuri. And that's another thing. I wondered, how did Yuri and Tay get the type of relationship that they did, where Yuri knew, and I'll start with Yuri next shortly, but I just wonder, how did Yuri know so much about Tay? Like, how was he able to get under Tay's skin? I really wish I could have had some type of backstory on that, although it's probably non-existent since they were dolls, but like, it almost seemed like they grew up with each other, like just in general before they even met Yuri, for him to know the type of stuff that he did. And how would Yuri know the stuff about Tay that he did, about him being like he is on the inside, like a secret yandere, and is all psychologically messed up before they became humans. I really wonder that. Like, I would have loved to see how that happened in like a DLC maybe, although we'll probably never get it. But yeah, Tay, he's my guy. So I enjoy Tay, and since we're on the subject, we'll go with Yuri next. Yuri. Well, he's the playboy of the group, much like an Itsuki or an Ikki. You ever notice how the playboys in Otome games, their names kind of sound similar? Itsuki, Ikki, Yuri, without the E's in there. Wonder why. But I didn't think I would enjoy his story as much. But surprisingly, I did. And Yuri's story is not bad. If anything, I think out of all of the guys, it's definitely Yuri's route where you have Yuri's personality really come to light. Or not personality, but best character development. Yeah, I would call it that. Like, out of all of the guys, you can definitely see her evolve into like this confident young lady, and I really like that. I think that was the thing about his route that stuck out to me the most. And I think it was pretty cool to have her have the little flower or bow in at Yuri's request or liking. Like I said, it's been a while, so I can't really remember, but that was one thing that stuck out to me. And I don't know, that story, it made me feel like a lot of emotions. Like, not, oh my gosh, I'm in love with Yuri or anything, but this, I don't know, his story reminded me of the Sailor Moon episode where Darien broke up with Serena. So he made me super angry, like, once Yuri was starting to do things to capture his attention. Like, in the classroom, he was just brush her off, and that pissed Tay off, which I really liked that part. And I think he told him, like, he will kill him if he breaks her heart again. And he's pretty much telling Yuri to, like, get yourself in line. And that was one of my favorite interactions between both of them. But I would say his story is the most surprising out of everyone else. And, you know, come to think of it, I actually like Ikki's story a lot. You know, the Playboy thing, it's not really my cup of tea per se, but in both cases their stories were done really good. So I had to give Yuri like a special mentioning for that. But as far as the next guy, let's focus on Yanho. Oh boy, Yanho. Yanho is my sweetheart. It's like when I saw him, I pretty much knew he was going to be my guy. Like, not my guy like in like how Tay's my guy, but Yanho is my overall guy, if that makes sense. Like, I notice when I play Otome games, there are characters who I have like favorite routes, and the routes are awesome, but then there's like an overall guy that may not necessarily be in that route. Like, for instance, I really like Masamune, and just watch my other videos on all of the merchandise and stuff and custom wall scrolls that I've gotten and posted in my room because of my love for Masamune. I even bought like a little trading card for like $7.50 tonight on eBay, so it should be here in a few weeks or a couple, hopefully a few days. So I'll do a video on that. But I love Masamune with Kahoru, but he's actually one of my top characters. And I keep saying but what I realized is he's not my favorite character overall. I realized that really I only really like him in Kohoro's group. Which, that's not to say it's a bad thing. It's not to say that I hate him in the other routes or dislike him, but I just think her route is where he really shines the most in being with her. But actually find that Itsuki is my overall guy after all. Like in Nor comics, he's like the one dude that's just, I like him in every route. And with Nameless, not Nameless, but and with Amnesia Memories, like Kent was my favorite guy for the heroine, but it was Toma who's like my overall favorite in every route. Okay, well, not every route. I kind of didn't like him in Shin's route, but I could definitely relate to him in his route. So yeah, he was my favorite guy overall. And with Nameless, Yunho is definitely my overall guy. I think out of all of the guys in Nameless, I definitely relate to him the most. Because he's been through a lot of things I've been through, and I'll be honest with you, it took a lot for me to not break down in tears through his route. Like, I'm getting emotional just thinking about it, but like when he was explaining his story to me, like the similarities between the things he's been through and the things I've been through was downright scary. And I just had the urge to just like give him a big tight hug. Like, oh, Yunho. It was like, I just want to take care of him. And like, I just love Yunho. He's just so sweet. And he was one I was surprised that was like a yandere. Well, not as much as Tay, but he's still pretty much a yandere. But he's more of a yandere than Lance. I will put that out there. But yeah, like Yunho, like my heart just dropped for him. I felt so bad for the things that he went through. And I just think this poor guy, he's taken so much abuse. And like I said, I just wanted to hug him. But as far as the romantic feelings are concerned, hugging is pretty much where I wanted to stop. I mean, that was pretty much the line there. And I really did not like him. Ooh, sorry. Where'd that come from? I don't know how to edit, so. Oh well. Sorry about that burp. But what was I saying? Anyways, as far as the romance is concerned, Yunho is my least favorite for Eri out of all of the guys. It's like I wanted to hug him. It was like a nurturing thing. But it pretty much stopped there. Because really, I felt bad for the guy, but I don't know. I really wasn't feeling the romantic connection with him and Eri. I felt like it was more of like a mother and child type of thing, or even like a brother, little brother, older sister type of thing, which was kind of weird. But that was the vibe that I was getting. So, but he's my overall guy. I wouldn't consider him like a canon character. I'd much prefer a Red or Lance to be the canon guy, or even the canon guy to be the canon guy. But Yunho, no. But dang, his story, it's definitely up there for me. I liked his story, or his background story, and just to see him have some good character development too, that really made me happy. He probably had like one of the best. Maybe even better than Lance. Between him and Lance, it's probably a little bit better than him. Definitely better than Tay in my opinion, because I feel like Tay could snap again, like Toma. So, but yeah, that's pretty much my feelings on Yunho, and I just want to pet his head. His head looks so soft, like his hair. But anyways, there's Red next, right? I don't think there's any more other guys outside of Red and Nameless. But Red. Oh, Red. I'll admit, other than Nameless, I've saved him for last, but he's definitely not the best. Like, people save the best for last, not him. Red had to be my least favorite character. It was so hard to relate to his route, and I don't know. Now that I think about it, it seemed a little bit narcissistic. Like, I have to be special. Like, there's only one of me. Like, I have to, like, pick my legacy. And, you know, what happens if I'm gone? What if I become a nobody? I don't know. I really wasn't feeling his route. It was not relatable. And I'll say this. Yuri's route was not relatable. I could not relate to the struggles that he's been through. I can relate to Lance, Tay, and Yonho, but I couldn't relate to Yuri, but even he had a better route than Red. I don't know. His route, Yuri went through some horrible things in his route, but I don't know, it was still too bubbly for me. Kind of like Lupin and Cold Realized Guardian of Rebirth. His route was my least favorite because, you know, it's too much sunshine, even though it was still a pretty kind of dark thing or story. So I kind of feel the same way about Red. Is this, I don't know, too, I don't want to say bubbly, but I'll just say it's not emotionally drawn out for me. Like I said, I can't relate to his struggles whatsoever. And if I do, maybe it's just like a tad bit, but not enough to be like this major blip on the radar. And the fact that he is supposed to be like the canon dude for like the whole game. I don't know. People say he's canon. I don't see that. I really hope that's not the case. But with the ending picture with that group picture with him like around her and stuff, I don't know. I just really hope they didn't have him portrayed as like the main guy in their head. I mean, he's a nice guy and all of that, and I don't really hate his personality. In fact, I actually liked it when he called Tay the Commander, and actually made me kind of want that to be my nickname. So I'll just put that out there. Maybe I should just change my username. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, just really wasn't feeling his route. His route was dead last for me. And I just hate how he had to... Well, I don't hate it, but just the fact that he had to play the hero. And it was pretty much him that, I guess, saved the day towards the end. Like, I don't know. I know that's his thing and he does that, but... I don't know. I wish all of the guys would have equally shared in that glory. That's the best way I can describe it. But, yeah. Last but definitely not least, we have Nameless, which, in my case, I called him Foxhound. Because I actually had, like, my first, well, not first, but I had a stuffed bear. He was like a baseball bear, dressed in, like, a baseball outfit, and he was like a fox, and I had like a glow-in-the-dark whistle around him, and I always carried him to bed with me. I miss him. So, well, we'll get more on that in a little bit. But Nameless, I mean, he's alright. I wish I would have seen more from him. It was just kind of hard to deduce his full personality from what we've seen, because he's started off as a lunatic, but I can kind of understand him, because if you were just abandoned like that and left in a closet, you know, anyone could become a lunatic if he's been through what he had to go through. So I thought this story was kind of nice, and I really felt bad for him. And the one thing I will say is it made me feel bad about my abandoned teddy bear, which in my case, I don't think I abandoned him. I just think my mom gave him away to the Goodwill. So, but I'll admit that after playing, or actually while playing this game, I was trying to look on eBay to see if I could find another one, but I couldn't. So I don't know if that was custom made or if it was just that rare. So it's like, I definitely wanted him back, because this game made me want him back and make me miss my beloved stuffed fox. But as far as the route is concerned, I wish it was longer. I wish it had more character progression. I mean, the only thing we really get is that hug, and we don't even know if there's like any romance afterwards. It seemed like more of a friendship to me, but I don't know. It was nice for what it was. The one thing I will say about it, or just about the entire story overall, is I'm very disappointed in how it ended, which is just it's kind of left up in the air. I do like how everyone realized that they had their own special romance with Eri. It's not like other Otome games where users have this set romance, like with one character, and then users jump to the next route, and then and they don't recognize it. Like if you were to ask Kohoru in Senri's route, "Hey, have you ever been with Masamune?" She'll be like, "What the heck? I don't see him like that," or whatever. Or, "Have you ever been with Kakeru and Masamune?" She'll be like, "What?" Anyways, you kind of get the gist. So I thought it was really cool how all of the guys realized that they had been with Eri, but just like in another dimension or another route or world storyline, so to call it. But because of that, I hated how it kind of the world just reset itself. Like that really, really broke my heart and made me sad to know that like after the park scene where they've declared their love and like, okay, we're gonna be with each other forever or whatnot, and then she just disappears and she ends up with Nameless. So it's like, okay, what about the other guys? Listen, they've been through a lot. Even Red, Yanho, all of them, they've been through a struggle, and just to have like all of their worlds converge on one point, whereas this Nameless, who's like the mastermind of everything, and pretty much the reason why the guys fell in love with her to begin with. I don't know. I wish that would have been done or handled a lot better. Because I just hate the thought of them just letting Eri go. I don't know how that would have worked. Because I'm pretty sure she wouldn't want to be passed around like a football. Although if she was, I'm pretty sure she wouldn't say anything against it. Just looking at one of Tei's or Yuri's ending, the one with the triangle ending. I can't remember if it was Yuri's or if it was Tei's. But one of those endings where apparently she's dating like Yuri and Tei and she has like no say in it. So yeah, I wonder if that would happen. Like, I really wish there was some type of playable game DLC. I know there are some drama CDs and I bought them, but that I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, it just makes you wonder what happens after that. She just kind of hugs him and hugs Nameless, and that's it. Well, what about the other guys? Like, do they get to be with her? Do they return to their story routes? Do all of the guys get their own Eries and like their very story, or is it just all of the guys and Nameless is living with them? Now, I actually thought that the principal was the mastermind, which, looking back, I kind of wish that he was. But yeah, maybe there could be a sequel. I doubt it, but I just really hated the way that ended. And I just said I would get to something in a minute, but I forgot what it was. So just give me a moment to think what it was. Nameless endings. Oh, the drama CDs. Awesome. So yeah, I got the drama CDs because if you look on there, like on the Steam page, like I got them on sale. So I figured, why not? And like in the trailer, there's like words and they're like set. The background is like in space. And let's just say it's Lance. It's his CD. He's reading and you see the words and it's going along and it's like in space or something. You see the words of the space background. And I think it's like music to it. And then, okay, that got me into wanting to buy the CDs. But once I get the CDs, I realize it's just like the MP3 version or like the audio version. And you get a transcript you have to follow. So it's like, whoa. That was like a huge deception, and had I known that, I wouldn't have gotten them in the first place. So just be aware if you're thinking about getting the drama CDs. Definitely, because I don't really want to have to follow a transcript and figure out, okay, what line are they saying next? Are they saying next because I don't speak Korean? Like, if the transcript is, like, up here, I don't want to be down here when, like, they're still talking and it's up here, if that makes sense. So, yeah, needless to say, I wasted $40 on that, and that's $40 I could have saved and spent on, like, an upcoming video game, which I need to do a video on, like, the video games I'm looking forward to coming out. But that's neither here nor there. Again, I wish I would have saved my money. And just be warned if you want to go that route, if you want to read off a transcript. There wasn't any other guys, I don't think. This is kind of ghetto, but I'm actually going to look at my button pins on the curtains just to make sure. Alright, I think I've covered everyone. I don't think there is any other guys there, so. At over 30 minutes, I think I'm going to end this right here. Before my mind gets even more confused. But yeah, if you happen to stick with me all the way through, like, my rants and, like, my raves and, like, my adoration of the guys, especially Tay, because he's like a hottie and like a cutie. Anyways, I appreciate it. So if you happen to like this video, or you're a fan of video games, or even just more Ultimate game stuff, or you are a fan of drink testing, or taste testing, or toys, then feel free to check out the rest of my channel. And if you happen to like what you see, then please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, do what you gotta do, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Which I have no idea what that would be, because I think I'm actually going to take my laptop back to the shop so they can actually give me my backlit keyboard back. And I'm going to ask them to figure out why it's still running so slow. So, knowing the speed that they take is probably going to be like a week and a half. So, that's another reason why I wanted to get this video out. So, I'm sorry that it was kind of crappy, but I tried. And so, yeah. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next video, whenever that will be. Talk to you later. Bye.